Welcome, welcome. You have made it to Who Cares Network, founded by Timothy Oliver. This is the first episode of Confessions of a Dawg. Now, throughout this episode, hopefully it brings you laughter. Hopefully it brings you peace. Hopefully it brings you to want to have the ability to share it with people that you may know. But appreciate you for coming and enjoy the show. Slim, yeah. That's my water now, yeah, bitch. Boy, look at dirt. Look at dirt. Boy, look at I be hating on that nigga on Twitter. I do. I don't know why I hate on him. Be honest with you. I don't know why I hate on the nigga. Be honest with you. I do be hating on that little nigga though. But that nigga got the glow, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I'm still hating on the nigga. He still look like a pretty woman. But I'm just fucking with you, dirt. But nah, son. This shit that I heard his album, y'all know I did that preview and shit. This shit that he rapping now, he should have been rapping before the fucking dreads, man. Back when he had the dirty ass afro. Back then he was talking about Shorty my Beyonce. He on that shit now, boy. But all of the dirt, man. Shout out to dirt. Alright, so let me get back on my shit though. Alright, this is actually gonna be season 2. Alright. Wait, hold on. Let me cue up the music because this situation right here, it's not for play, y'all. I'm about to open up my heart on this one, man. This whole season gonna be dedicated to my life experiences, man. The whole season. This is Confessions of a Dawg. Alright, so basically on this part, this is on the un-YouTube edited version, I had an actual song playing on this part to kind of really drive home the point of my confessions and make sure that the audience try to get a feel of how I'm feeling internally. But due to YouTube regulations and copyright claims, now you hear me recording over this part where the song actually was supposed to be at. Okay, so if you actually want to hear the unfiltered, unedited version of this with the songs, you would have to. Or if you just rather hear my voice, you can just keep on enjoying this particular version. Whatever works for you. Don't really make me no difference. Alright. That's it. Let's get to it. Like I say, this is Confessions of a Dawg. And this is my life story. Real, 100% authentic facts. Nothing but facts. I know a lot of men, we go through periods of life where we try to put on this armor over our hearts to make the world believe we don't have feelings. But we all do. And at one point of another time, we all at some time get in our feelings. Excuse the noise in the background, but I'm really in the streets right now. I'm really in the streets right now. It's really traffic going on right now. So I'm going to do myself a favor and I'm going to go to an area a little bit more peaceful, a little bit more quiet. But I'm really in sunny South D right now. I'm really by 3rd Avenue Baptist Church. Yeah. I'm for real. Alright. Now, let's talk about it. Now, as my first season consists of 13 episodes. I don't even have a number for this episode, to be honest with you. I'm just going to keep going and going until I get to a point to where all the truth that I need to be spoken about is spoken about. Excuse me. But I'm going to start from the beginning. Give y'all a little give y'all a little background on how this came about. First time, and let me say a disclaimer, I will never, ever say any woman's real name on here if we had any type of sexual relations or any type of intercourse. Period. I'm a man of respect. I'm a man of honor. And I'm a man that truly believes that all people deserve a certain level of respect. And regardless of what your story consists of, you got to understand that it is a past story. So if you had sexual intercourse with a woman at one point in time and she is married or in a serious relationship now, or the fact that we're just grown motherfucking men and women now, you never say their names. So only thing I'm going to do is say a letter when I'm getting towards a point of any period of this story with any woman I had any type of encounter with. Anybody else's name I may say, and it's their actual name, you best believe we had no type of sexual encounter. I don't lie on my dick. Point blank, period. But let's get back to it. The first time I realized I had dog tendencies, or dog-like tendencies, I was 12 years old. I was staying in Golfway Terrace Apartments in Mizzou, right in Sheffman Tour Highway. First female, Alright, so I'm the youngest of 5 kids, right? Obviously, I got 2 older brothers, and we all grew up in the same household. And obviously, being the youngest brother, I looked it up to my older brothers, my 2 older brothers. Now, I was always the stay in the house, secluded sibling. I wasn't outside like that. I much rather stay in the crib, play the video game. My mom made sure she did the best she can to keep me protected from them goddamn streets. She tried. She tried the hardest. There's only so much you can do when you're a woman in New Orleans, raising 5 kids at a time that came about when you was in a situation where she had to raise them by herself. So she had to do a lot of work, and she had to do a lot of moving around. She had to do a lot of hustling. So, eventually I gravitated to outside, but she did the best she can to keep me inside. But me being the youngest and looking up to my older brothers and starting to realize and see how they was, dealing with different women and multiple women. And they had this thing in New Orleans where light-skinned, red bones, lighter pigment women was the thing. They was the thing. If you ain't have you a red bone, you wasn't doing something right. That's just the way it was. Not even gonna get into if it was right or wrong, because we old enough and we all grown enough to know that it does not matter. But that is just the story that happened when we were growing up. So automatically I gravitated towards where the goddamn red bones at. I had a partner named Leo, right, back in Golfway, that came and moved in. Now, of course, I had my partner Ken, my partner Chris, my partner Mike, and all the other, people around Golfway. We all chilled, we all hang around or whatnot once we got outside. But my partner Leo, he moved into Golfway with him, his sister, his grandmother, and all his siblings. And his grandmother was taking care of, the siblings and whatnot. So we wind up crossing paths, playing pitch-up tackle. He had a couple of cousins. He had 3 female cousins that used to come back over there. 3 female cousins, right? I was quickly intrigued by the youngest one. Her name was Netta. Call her Netta. Now Netta was short, red, big lips. For a 12 or 11-year-old, however old I was, that was it. Very beautiful girl, very beautiful woman. But very beautiful girl at the time. I'm quite sure she grown up to be a beautiful woman now. Very beautiful girl at the time. But so obviously, me looking at my brothers, I never really had the opportunity to really vividly speak to girls, but I always had a natural gift on what to say. I was always a wizard with words. I always knew the right thing to say, and most importantly, when to say it. So that's how a conversation started between us. Now mind you, my mind was already tainted by the perception on what I needed to do in order to be in the cool crowd. Had to find me a red bone. She was a red bone. Now mind you, I'm 12 years old. It wasn't even no sexual type activities or nothing like that. I wasn't even introduced to it at that time yet. So it wasn't even on my mind at all. I just wanted the ability to say, hey, I got a red bone. My main objective was to go back to my brothers and just put out there when they having their conversation, like, hey, got me a red bone. That was my thing. That was my goal. But then I met a older sister, not the oldest one, because remember I told you they had 3. The oldest one was way beyond my category range. You know what I'm saying? She was already older. She was already, she was no grown woman, but at 12 and was a year's gap, I looked at her as a grown woman. But she had a second one in the middle. I think her name was Brittany, I believe. Her name was, I know her name was Brittany. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking in my head, now I'm really like this red bone Netta, but I really like her. I like her, but I like the sister too. So automatically in my mind, that's how I feel like I was always advanced for my age, because I was putting plans together in my head at that time and wasn't even introduced to sex yet at all. I mean, I had our whole life, me, Netta, and Brittany life planned out in my motherfucking head. I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a job. I'm gonna start working. We, all 3 of us, gonna be together, and we gonna live happily ever after. In my mind, that's what I believed. Nigga, it was so serious. I mean, I was planning on, like, okay, what kind of job can a 12, 13-year-old do to make sure he bring home the bacon? Like, shit, nigga, I could wash cars. I could do all that. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. So, I'm trying to be a slick motherfucker and talk to both of them, but at separate times, It's crazy how as kids, we identify, especially as young boys, we identify ways how we could try to be slick without even having the experience of the knowledge of being slick. I just paid attention to the activities of my brothers, you know what I'm saying, during them times. And I'm like, all right, that's how they do it. They got this chick here, this chick here, this chick come at this time, this chick come at this time, this chick come at this time. They got their whole shit scheduled out. Them niggas was, them niggas, they was pussy managers. You know what I'm saying? They had all they pussy on a management time schedule to where none of them intertwined with the other. Now, of course, sometimes, you can't forecast everything because, you got times where somebody just pop on up. But, for the most part, they had their shit squared up. So I'm thinking in my head at 12 years old, shit, I'm going to have this shit squared up. So, I was already introduced to Netta and was already conversing with her. And, just, kid shit. You know what I'm saying? Nothing serious. Just kid shit. For all we know, we probably was just burning time with each other. You know what I'm saying? But that didn't stop me from, in my mind, thinking, I'm going to have both of y'all. And I'm going to take care of both of y'all. And I didn't see nothing wrong with that. I was thinking like, shit, if anything, that'd be more cost efficient. It don't make any sense for me to try to have one woman over here and then got to travel across town to another woman. Shit, I could have the same woman in the same two women, the same two different women in the same house. Wasn't driving or anything, but it's less energy being made. I could just walk up and just say hey to both of y'all. In my mind, that I could do that. You couldn't tell me no different. So, but I still had an element of slickness in me because I made sure I was conversing with both of them at separate times, right? So, as we all conversing at one night at separate times, like I said, I was 12 years old. Obviously, I had no idea, what I was doing, but I thought I knew I was doing. They caught me slipping one day, right? I'll never forget this fucking day. They caught me not too far from my partner Leo grandma in front of the door by the washing machine and got by the washer room in Golfway, and they put me on the spot. Pulled my whole car, right? They pulled my whole car right then and there. Hey, you talking to me and my sister? So I did. So once I got confronted with that, that wasn't part of the plan. In my mind, that was not something that I was equipped to handle at the moment. So I did what any 12-year-old real nigga would do. I got the tear ducts going. Bitch, I started crying. Right in front of both of them. Because in my mind, I was thinking, there's only two scenarios that's going to happen in this situation now that they caught me with my pants down. Not literally, but my pants down. They caught me being slick. It's either one of them gonna sympathize with me and decide to keep fucking with me, or they both gonna say this nigga pussy, and neither one of them gonna fuck with me, but I ain't gonna have to explain myself though. So either way it go, in my mind, I was good. I was good. It's safe to say they chose the latter, right? Both of them said that nigga pussy, I ain't fucking with them. On to the next one. They stopped fucking with me. Both of them stopped fucking with me after that. That was it. But that was my first introduction. That was a great lesson for me to learn, because that was my first introduction to having an understanding of, hey man, there's a certain way you need to be able as a man to handle yourself when you are dealing with women, even little girls at that time in your age range, especially if you out here trying to be a motherfucking dog. So I took being a motherfucking dog very seriously. I said, I'm going to go back, I'm going to study, I'm going to figure out, I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to figure out what the fuck I need to do to ensure this situation does not happen again. Now, like I said, this was before I was introduced to sex. I was just conversing and everything, talking based off just the element that, hey, off of what I heard my brothers and heard niggas around my block was doing with women. So I had to, I wanted to, be a part of it. Now, I broke my virginity at 13, right? Of course, I ain't gonna say who. But before we even get to that point, one day after that situation happened, and I had the tear ducts going, and I was crying and shit, I decided to one day look down, and I was wondering, damn, why my third leg shorter than the other two? Hold on. Before I even get to that point, let me So yeah, once again, happened again. Put another song on there, and due to the regulations, can't play the song. But if you want to hear the unedited version, alright, that's it. But alright, now back to my point, back to my story. So as that situation happened, I went to the lab, right? And I wonder, look down one day. Why I have 3 legs, but why are 2 of them longer than the other? So I asked questions. Hey man, what this is I'm doing when I gotta pee? OG brothers told me. Nigga, that's your key to a woman's heart, boy. What you talking about? It's the key to a woman's heart right there. That's your dick. That's your penis. You don't know what that is? I never used it. I thought it was just there so I could pee. It was like, you'll figure it out one day then. Just know it's valuable though. That's what they told me. In a player voice too. Just know it's valuable though. So what I did, got with my partners. We was having conversations regarding it. And one of my partners was like, man, shit, you can figure out what that is by watching porn, nigga. I was like, nigga, what's porn? And it was like, nigga, you never heard of porn? You don't know about ebony asses? You don't know about Booty Talk Volume 21? You don't know about that? And I was like, nah, I don't. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Shit. Take this tape. Make sure you only watch it when your mama not home, though. And boom! My motherfucking life changed forever. Changed forever. But see, the thing about me, I was always a arrogant little motherfucker. I never made it through the whole, segments of any porno. Once I seen the first initial part of it, I figure out the rest after. I said, okay, so this go in that. And that makes women do that. Puh, makes sense. I don't need to watch the rest. I don't need to watch the rest of this 57 minutes and 23 seconds. For what? I already know the purpose. I know what I need to do. I ain't about to waste all that other time. I know what to do. I put this in that. That's it. In my mind, thinking women only had one fucking hole. Obviously, we ain't have the birds and the bees talking, nothing like that. I'm like, shit, I just put that in that. Cool. I just gotta find somebody to put this into that. So, 13 come around, right? They had another female my same age in the same apartment complex I stayed in. Obviously, another red bone. Not going to say her name because I'm respectful and I'm 34 and that would be just weird. But long story short, as I said, I was always one to be a wizard with words. I never had to take classes in order to know what to say and when to say it in order to get to my main goal. It came naturally. So me and this person, I'm just gonna call her Jay. Jay played basketball. Jay was a tomboy, right? I played a little basketball here and there. We had a court in Golfway. It was a basketball goal in a little park or whatnot, right? And Jay will come and play basketball with us, right? Now, my mind is already on a mission in regards to Jay, right? Like, I found out what this third leg do, and I found out what I need to do with it. So, in my mind, how can I introduce my third leg to Jay? And back in them days, that was in the days of Shaq and Kobe, three-peat in 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003 type scenario. So basketball was played a whole lot differently than it's played now. Nowadays, everybody's shooting threes. The game is played from the outside in. But back in them days, it was played from the inside out. You fed the post, baby. Everybody wanted to be Shaquille O'Neal. Everybody wanted the ball in the post. Even the girls that played basketball, they wanted the ball in the post. They wanted to back their opponent down and shoot a layup. Cause we wasn't dunking. Shooting layups, right? And I knew Jay was a big basketball fan. So she knew the game. She was a tomboy. She knew the game was inside out. So I made it my mission to guard Jay. I put on some basketball shorts with no drawers underneath. I went commando. No drawers underneath and a white t-shirt. I said, hey, I'm guarding Jay. I made sure specifically, me and Jay, because I was picking the team with another person. I made sure specifically, me and Jay wasn't on the same team. And Jay was probably, not probably, the best motherfucking player on the court. And I had first pick, but I chose not to pick her for a specific reason because I was a little fucking pervert. And I was trying to get my, I was a pervert. I was a little perv. My mind was on one thing. That's it. So, I got the first pick. I pass up Jay. Everybody looking at me like I just fumbled the bag. Like, this nigga got the first pick and he didn't pick Jay. So, of course, what the dude I was picking against did, he picked Jay. He was happy. But, nigga, I was happy too. So, we playing the game, right? But it was 3-on-3. First thing they do, make it, take it. They made the shot. First thing they do, pass it to Jay. I'm guarding Jay. I'm letting Jay back me down. Because one thing I realized about with this third leg, it wakes up. Depending on when you put pressure on it. So I already put it together in my mind. If Jay put pressure on it, I ain't got no draws on. She gonna feel the pressure. And it's gonna go either two ways. I got two options here. It's either she gonna feel it and be like, what's going on? Because she probably haven't been introduced to her bodily functions. Or she gonna keep backing up, just playing basketball, feel it, and get intrigued about, what is that? I got lucky. It was destiny that the latter happened, y'all. She backed up, put me in the post. I was already stronger than her. I knew I was stronger than her. But I let her back me up. Pelvis forward. Chest back. Because the pressure was already on it. And after the first shot, she kept it cool though. Because she still backed me down. Made a layup. Said 1-0. Walked off. Then she gave me a look. Like, yeah. I felt that. Hold on. This is what happened when Jay backed me up, and she felt it, even though she kept her composure, and she kept it in the. Okay, now I think we at a point right now where y'all understand why I'm placing my voice into this section. Obviously, another song was played. Obviously, I didn't own the copyrights, so obviously, this is what you get. And we back now though. Now, I ain't one of them dudes that be repping, but it's safe to say, you know, I was blessed. Take that however you want it. But Jay felt it in the air. It was 21-0. It was 21, you know, we went to first to 21 win, right? So obviously as kids, 21 was back in them days, before the smoking, before the drinking, before all the other shit. 21 was like going to 10. It's a quick game. Quick. Jay them won. Jay probably had like 18, 19 of the points. My dogs was mad at me, like, man, why you letting this girl fuck over you like that? I'm thinking in my head, nigga, y'all just don't know. Me and Jay about to have a baby on this court right now. Y'all don't know what's going on right now, but I know what's going on, and Jay know what's going on right now. Right now, it's getting real right now, me and Jay. Jay can score all the points she won't, as long as we have a conversation after. So, safe to say, me and Jay, after the game. And kids don't know how to be discreet, right? So this conversation was abroad. Everybody was playing the game, understood what was going on, because kids don't have a filter. We as kids don't have a filter, so I'm still walking around here with basketball shorts on, no drawers, rocked up, and we lost. One of my partners looked at me and said, "Boy, what the fuck wrong with you?" Man, that boy dig hard. Man, Jay got that boy dig hard. Look at that boy, Jay, man. That boy dig hard. Jay was sitting there blushing and shit. But being a little pervert I was, I seen the blush. I said, yeah, I'm about to finally figure out, and I'm about to finally make my own booty talk, nigga. Now, at that time, obviously, it was getting dark. So, the conversation came up. Like I said, moms had 5 kids, working 2 or 3 jobs. Had the crib basically by herself, right? Right. So somehow, some way, I can't get into the details because I don't remember all the specifics of it. But I got Jay to come back to the crib. Now, that's one of the points I realized that I probably need to pay more attention to things than thinking I could look at it for the first 10 seconds and believe I know exactly what I'm doing. Because everything seems so much easier to do when you're not in that physical position. Me and Jay was talking. I was saying all my good shit, saying all my confident shit. You know, because I guess subconsciously in my mind I was thinking I'm probably not even going to have to prove this. But, you know, let's see what happens. Jay was liking what I was saying. I asked Jay, "You a virgin?" Jay looked at me. She said, "What's a virgin?" So I already knew. Oh. So you never had nobody put this in that before, huh? Jay looked at me. She said, no. I don't know what you talking about. I was like, you know it make a woman feel good, right? You know, this make you feel good. How you know it make me feel good? Jay told me. I said, because I'm experienced. You should allow me to make you feel good. Nigga, this was before I was even watching Monsters Ball. I ain't know shit about Monsters Ball. I ain't know shit about Halle Berry and Billy Bob Thornton. If anything, they probably got that shit from me at that point, at least in my head. But, back on subject. You should let me make you feel good, Jay. She thought about it for a minute. Jay was sitting there thinking. Jay said, you know what? I want to know how that makes me feel good. Show me. That's when my heart dropped to my ass. Because I didn't know what to do after that, right? So, I'm going back off booty talk. Like, okay. Only thing I gotta do is put this in that. Simple. Very simple. Didn't understand the concept of foreplay. Didn't understand the concept of needing to get a female aroused and lubricated before you try to put this in that. So, I didn't even have a fucking condom. Because unfortunately, the fucking porn that my partner let me use just happens to be a scene where they wasn't using fucking condoms. So I wasn't even introduced to fucking condoms yet, y'all. No idea, y'all. So that situation right then and there, that first situation was the start of, I want to say, was the start of this. Alright. I promise this is the last time, y'all. As you can see, it's only about 3 minutes left into this podcast, into this story. But I messed around, another song. But we back. It was bad habits started at that point, y'all. At that motherfucking point. So, it's safe to say, in that situation, first time around, right? I try to just stick it on. I just try to put this and that into J without any lubrication, any foreplay, and no condom at all. I was basically trying to start a forest fire because Jay was already at a point to where obviously she was hitting puberty, so hair was already introduced to Jay's temple, just like hair was introduced to my temple, to my holy, sacred area. I just remember Jay saying ouch. I was saying ouch too. I was saying ouch because I'm like, man, this shit dry. This shit burning. But being a kid, hearing her ouch, I thought it was an ouch of pleasure. Until she said, nigga, hey, I thought you said this supposed to make me feel good. This shit hurt. True. Dick shrunk. Right then and there. I was embarrassed. I was befuddled. Ooh. So like I was saying, I was basically, man, burning, trying to start a forest fire. So that was my first experience. I don't even know if you're going to really consider that breaking your virginity, but I counted it. Because obviously I'm not going to say her name, so that was a count. But I also understood at that time, you know what? They got some shit I need to learn. Tim, if you want to be the best dog you could be, You gotta educate yourself, brother. You gotta learn how to be a dog. You gotta learn how to be a dog. So I did. And I'll tell y'all about the second situation on the next episode. This is Confessions of a Dog. And trust me, I'm just getting started, y'all.